Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a great day today. It's important to understand how sport firms are organized, the basic principles of organization, authority, organization charts, and types of departmentalization used to achieve the sport firm's mission and objectives. So today we are talking about Chapter 5, Organizing and Delegating Work. Organizing is the second function of management, and we defined it in Chapter 1 as the process of delegating and coordinating tasks and resources to achieve objectives. Managers design formal structures to organize four types of resources: human, physical, financial, and informational. And the structure influences innovation and success. On a company-wide basis, organizing is about grouping activities and resources. Effective managers know that organizing their team's resources and putting the right person in each position is instrumental to achieving objectives. The organization's mission and strategy that we discussed in Chapter 4 influence its structure because the organization must be structured to meet the mission and strategy. The organizational structure must be aligned with the external environment to achieve internal objectives. But how does management know the best organizational structure? Managers must answer at least 6 key questions. As noted here, whom should each individual report to? And that really looks at the chain of command and span of management and control that we'll talk about here in just a moment. How many individuals should report to each manager, which looks at span of management and control. And how should the work be grouped, which is indicative of division of labor and departmentalization. And how do individuals and groups work together as a united team or coordinate? At what level of management should decisions be made? Is it centralized or decentralized authority? And how should the entire firm be structured, which is departmentalization? And we'll talk about each of these as we go through today. Here we go. In this section, we discuss 8 organizational principles listed under the principles of organization that are commonly followed in organizations and help to answer the organizing questions. So looking at unity of command and direction, chain of command, span of management and control, division of labor, coordination, clarification of responsibilities and scope of authority and delegation and flexibility. Delegation has to do with assigning responsibility and authority for accomplishing objectives. Responsibility and authority are delegated down the chain of command. To improve accountability, the IOC, or the Olympic Committee, delegated the control function of decision-making to a board and the management function to internal agents. Delegation is an important skill for managers, and we examine it later in the chapter. For now, you should realize that true delegation occurs when you assign something new to an employee. When you simply tell an employee to do a task, it's really not delegating. Many managers and employees focus on following company rules without exceptions. Flexibility has to do with understanding that there can be exceptions to the rules. Going by the book does not always produce the best results. Progressive organizations want employees to be flexible and make exceptions to create customer satisfaction. They want employees to be flexible and quickly resolve problems. But when you take the authority and responsibility for breaking your rule, you will be held accountable for the end results. You may be rewarded for your efforts, but you could be punished for breaking a rule. Does your organization want you to simply follow the standard procedures and rules or to be flexible? Are you willing to be flexible? Authority comes in many different forms and in many different styles. Understanding informal and formal authority, scope of authority, levels of authority, and decentralized and centralized authority are the topics of this next section. Will help you become a more effective sport manager. How would an effective sport manager communicate and outline the authority of staff in managing a large triathlon? People's formal scope of authority narrows the farther down their job is in the organizational chart. A CEO has more authority than presidents and vice presidents, who have more authority than managers, and so on. The Ohio State University athletic director has more authority than the coaches, who have more authority than their assistant coaches and graduate assistants. Responsibility and authority flow down the organization, whereas accountability flows up the organization. Here in figure 5.2, you can see that the right column illustrates a typical pro sports team. Informal authority at this level, you inform the leader of possible alternatives. The leader then analyzes the alternatives and makes the decision. People in administrative assistant or admin positions only have only informing authority because the job calls for gathering data for others. At the informing level of authority, the SHS admin would simply organize, record, and give the applications for the coaching job to the athletic director. The recommending authority, you generate alternative actions, analyze them, and recommend action to the leader who may or may not implement the recommendation. Committees are often given recommending authority. At the recommending level of authority, the SHS AD would give the top applications for the coaching job to the principal with a recommendation as to which candidate to hire. However, the principal may select a different candidate. With reporting authority, at this level, you have the authority to select a course of action and carry it out. However, you routinely report the courses of your action to your leader. And at the reporting level of authority, the SHS athletic director would hire the coach and simply report doing so, maybe introducing the coach to the principal. With full authority, at this level of authority, you can get the job done your own way without telling the leader. However, there may be times when you want to consult the leader for advice on your planned action. Also, full authority does not mean you can do whatever you want for your benefit. You must act with sound judgment within the confines of formal authority to benefit the team or organization. At the full level of authority, the SHS athletic director would simply hire the coach without telling the principal. The span of management or span of control is the number of employees that report directly to the same manager. There is no optimal number of employees to manage, but the trend is to increase the span of management. Typically, lower level managers have a wider span of control than do higher levels of manager. Of course, directly is the operative word here. Second level managers are responsible for first levels in their departments and also for all the staff under the first level managers, even though they do not necessarily supervise them directly. Examining how an organization sets up its spans of management tells you a great deal about whether it is a flat or a tall organization. Flat organizations have very few levels of management, and these levels have wide spans of control, whereas tall organizations have many levels of management with narrow spans of control. Figure 5.1 here illustrates the two different approaches. Notice that the flat organization has only 2 levels of management, and the tall one has 4. In recent years, organizations have been flattening their hierarchies by cutting as many levels of management as they can to speed up decision making and processes while cutting their costs. Division of labor occurs when jobs are organized by specialty. For example, sales reps work in the marketing department and football players are on the offensive or defensive squad. The MLB, American League, has specialized batting and pitching roles with its designated hitter. Managers usually perform less specialized functions as they move up the management ladder. Paul Lawrence and Jay Larsh coined the terms differentiation and integration. Differentiation is about organizing work groups into departments, and integration is about coordinating departmental activities. You need a balance of both. Coordination is about departments and individuals in an organization working together to accomplish strategic operational objectives for its environment. Coordinating across jobs and departments requires systems-based analysis and conceptual skills. To coordinate event planning to hold a professional basketball game, you have to consider the safety of the court, concessions, parking lot, and ticket sales. Support the coaching staff and keep the locker rooms clean. This coordination must be focused on meeting the needs of the teams and the players. Every aspect of the organizing function involves coordination, and coordination also requires cooperation. Examples of coordinating activities include the following: direct contact between people from the same department or from different departments, liaisons who work in one department and coordinate information and activities with other departments, committees formed to organize just about everything, for example, building a new fitness center, integrators such as a product or project manager who don't work for a specific department but coordinate multiple department activities is also called linking pins. Boundary roles in which staff from sales, customer service, purchasing, and public relations, for example, work with people in the external environment. We'll continue our conversation in part 2 at another time. I look forward to talking with you again. I'll see you soon. Have a good day.